Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look, as usual, at our headlines. We take a look at headlines from our city, from our state, and our country. We take a look at your questions, ideas, suggestions, and we combine all this information to hopefully connect better with each other and with our city as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. Another week. Today is Monday, June 12th, and it's warm. If you can see my forehead glowing, it's because it's early in the morning, but it's already quite warm and is going to continue to be warm through the next couple of days. We have some reports to that effect, but this won't stop us from having a good time while we're connecting here at Coffee and Headlines. As always, we welcome those of you that have never watched live before to let us know. And you can do that by writing the word new in your comment, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if there's something really important that you wish to share with everyone that we don't want to miss, adding a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comments is always very, very helpful. Let us get started with our news just to see what's going on out there. And I set this up, and here we go. So, the Morena political party has established the method that the party will use to decide which one of the current contenders to the presidency will be narrowed to the official one. And this official candidate will be announced on Wednesday, September 6th. In the meantime, those individuals that are seeking to run for president of Mexico can begin campaigning a week from today and can do so until Sunday, August 27. The current contenders for the Morena party include Mexico City Chief of Government Claudia Sheinbaum and Foreign Affairs Chancellor Marcelo Ebrard. We don't have any information yet as to who the candidates for some of the other parties are going to be. Moving right along. I need to let you know that it is hot out there. It's been increasingly warm in the past couple of days, and it's only going to get balmier this week in the state of Jalisco, according to information provided by the National Water Commission, with some parts of the state expected to register a temperature as high as 45 degrees Celsius or 113 Fahrenheit today and tomorrow. Let's take a quick look at the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there and see if our snarky weatherman agrees or disagrees with this statement. That cloud looks like the ball gag you don't want anybody to know about, says snarky weatherman. Whatever. It is now 29 degrees. Humidity is at 72. No wonder I'm schwitzing in the forehead. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 84. 29 Celsius, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And our weather forecast for today says humid with mostly clear skies, but a few clouds may be wandering around, a high of 32 and a low of 24. Tomorrow, Tuesday, another humid day with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 32 and a low of 25. And Wednesday, mostly clear skies in the morning with overcast skies in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 11%, and a high temperature of 32 and a low of 25. So it's going to be balmy this beginning of the week. I certainly hope some weather comes our way. I had the pleasure of spending some time in a swimming pool yesterday, which certainly made me feel good, at least for a little while. I spent a great time just cavorting with friends for more summer plans and things. What did you do this weekend? Please let us know in your comments so that we know what you're up to. Now, if you've ever wondered why our city is called Puerto Vallarta, have you ever wondered about that? I have, and I did some research this weekend, and I want to introduce you to the man that inspired the name. Do you know who this guy is? His name is Ignacio Luis Vallarta. He was born in 1830, excuse me, and he died in 1893. He was a Mexican jurist, politician, and diplomat. He served as governor to our state from 1871 to 1875, and he was Secretary of Government from 1876 to 77, and Secretary of Foreign Affairs from 1877 to 1880. And then he proceeded to be president of the Supreme Court of Mexico from 1880 to 82. And in 1880, he was actually a candidate for the presidency of Mexico, but he lost. He lost to Porfirio Diaz, who we know that he remained in power for several decades. But back to his time as governor of Jalisco, during that time, he founded the Agriculture School, or Escuela de Agricultura, and made primary education obligatory. After his defeat from the presidential campaign to become the president, he retired from politics and returned to his legal practice, dying in Mexico City on December 31, 1893. He was a very well-respected jurist and politician. He was a leading figure of the liberal movement during the Reform War, and he served in a number of important government positions during the Porfiriato, which was the time in which Porfirio Diaz was president. And we mentioned this because in 1918, when the commissary of Las Peñas was elevated to a municipality, Deputy Marcos Guzman suggested that the new municipality should be named not Las Peñas, but Puerto Vallarta, in honor of this man. And I thought you might want to know this. There you go. That's our cultural factoid for the day. And I have another cultural factoid. This doesn't have to do necessarily with the history of Mexico, but certainly with our friends with special dietary needs. And I'm not talking about our vegan friends, as veganism is often an ethical choice, not a medically related condition like peanut allergies or celiac disease. If you happen to have friends that meet that criteria, this article in English from the Huffington Post lists 7 things you may not want to say to your friends with allergic sensitivities. I'm sure I'm not the only person on that boat, so I thought I would share this article in English so that we can be sensitive and kind to our friends that need to choose the foods they eat in a different way than we do. And I have a couple of new announcements or new events that are coming up that I want to tell you about. The first one will take place on June 23rd, and this is by the nice folks from the Vallarta Azteca Dancing Troupe. They are hoping to raise funds to make a touring trip through Europe, And as such, they are offering a fundraising performance at Teatro Vallarta to take place this coming June 23rd at 7 p.m. Tickets are only 200 pesos per person, or 200 pesos for adults, 100 pesos for children and seniors. So if you would like to support the Vallarta Azteca Dance Troupe, you may want to consider attending this fundraising event and support these young performers. And of course, my own cat is out of the bag. I have published announcement of my first of 2 music appreciation presentations in July. This will be about opera. If you've shied away from attending an opera performance, or maybe you would like a new way to approach an opera performance, this might be a presentation you may want to attend. As always, it'll take place on Thursday, July 13 at 5 p.m. at the Joint Co-working Hotel. And as long as we're making announcements, I want to remind you of a couple of things that we mentioned last week that will be taking place this coming in the next few days, starting with Democrats abroad who are going to be gathering at Whiskey Kitchen on Wednesday at 4 p.m. So if you are a Democrat and you live here, well, you are a Democrat abroad. You may want to consider attending. 2 days later, we mentioned this collective exhibition of local artists from the Quale Cultural Center. They are showing their works at the Jardín de la Versalles, which is this beautiful alfresco restaurant in Colonia Versalles. This will be the closing ceremony will take place on June 16th, starting at 7. And I also want to remind you that Gina, who has her own wine pairing class, this is going to take place on the 17th this week, on Saturday. So if you want to attend any of these events, of course, you are more than welcome to do so. We have listed them in the show notes, and we will add them again as reminders this morning. And this, of course, brings us to the Chit Chat section, which allows me to see what you are all up to this morning. Oh, by the way, did you notice that we updated this? This now includes, this is our automatic first message. Every time we do a broadcast, we have updated this to make reference to our new community partners, which we announced this past Saturday. We're very happy to have them. Let's see what we have. Lots of good mornings, which is wonderful. Oh, a new person. Hello, Jim. New, but I have been a member watching on YouTube for 6 months. It's a pleasure to see you live with us, Jim. If this is, if you enjoy the live experience, well, this is what we do. We chit chat, we ask questions. So if there's anything on your mind that you wish to share, please let us know. Adding a capital Q always helps. Let's see what we have. Liz says there is a new release from Tatewari Music on YouTube. That's great news, Liz. If you want to send me the URL in chat, I would love to see it so that we can mention it and help promote this wonderful local band. Let's see what we have. What did I do this weekend? I booked my flight. Good for Deb. Good for you. Let's see what else we have. Liz says I hibernated due to local rain. Cooked including frozen meals for quick dinners. You know, I have to say that yesterday was such a lazy day for me. It was really warm, and even though I had to go to the supermarket, I ended up just staying at home until I was persuaded to go swimming with some friends, and then we did our tacos and wine routine, which I love so very much. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of today's broadcast, because I don't see any other comments. As always, it is a pleasure to see you here, and it is a pleasure to have you join me on our daily broadcast. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we continue, as always, with more coffee and headlines, more news and more stories, so that we can all stay connected. Have a great day today, And I hope to see you again tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometime soon. Take care.